Hey guys, my name is Kelvin, and 18 weeks ago I bought an abandoned duplex and I'm on a mission to rebuild it into a fourplex. Last week I dealt with a cracked water meter, started putting up the fire-rated drywall above the bathrooms, and ran some 3-gauge copper to supply power to the house. And this week, I brought my axe. 200 amp fuses. These things are crazy. I'm tired.
Ready.
Alright, so yesterday we got the 3-gauge wire to the disconnect, isolated the neutral bar, and so all I have left for my electric inspection is I have to put this grounding plate 3 feet in the ground, but the problem is the ground's kind of frozen right now, so I'm probably gonna have to get like a pickaxe and just really go to town. So I still have to do that. I have to secure a little bit of the loose wiring. Like the inspector wants to see kind of the wiring when it's coming into the bottom of the panel. Like this guy isn't supported between the bottom and the top, so I'll need to either staple him or zip tie him around, but he just wants to kind of see everything nice and secure. And then I ran out of metal plates. Like those guys you see up there, so I'm gonna have to grab a few more of those. But besides that, we're pretty much ready for our service and our rough-in inspections.
Okay, now everybody, take a look at his work here. And now, I did this side.
That's what it looks so awful.
Hey, put in the comments below, whose is better?
Good morning. So I had a few people come and visit over the weekend. So Saturday morning I got up and spent a couple hours just sweeping up in the house. So I swept up the entryway, the bedroom, living room and kitchen, basically all the floor area. I just swept up as best as I could. And then also a little bit in the back addition. Here. So we've secured all the loose wiring, and I've done all my metal protector plates for the electric. So now I'm going to move on to working on doing the vapor retarder in the back addition. But before I do, I have to cut little plywood pieces and again put them between the floor levels, just so that when they're blowing in the insulation, it's just filling up the wall cavity and not blowing out into the space here. So that's filling those gaps right there, and also a patch up in this area here. All right, so just in the upstairs back addition here, I've put some wood along the bottom where some of the old boards came out. Also done it on this side and patched up a little gap here. And that's because we're going to be blowing in insulation in between these cavities. And so I don't want big gaps where all the insulation will blow out like there. So now that it's pretty well sealed up, I'm going to go ahead and put my vapor retarder on the walls, and then just make sure it's stapled down nice and tight so that it doesn't blow insulation through these little cracks. All right, well, I've got this back room all taped up on the walls. I'll wait to tape along or between the ceiling plastic and the wall plastic once I get my drywall up. And the reason for that is the drywall will obviously push this plastic nice and tight And so I don't want to tape this too low and then have like an air gap there. So I want it to be nice and tight in the corner, and then I can go back later and tape these together. Good morning. It is cold. Remember how I said it was supposed to get cold again? Also, the power is out here, and I guess the ice storm knocked out some power lines, so no power. Hopefully they restore it relatively quickly. Tomorrow, the ESA are coming to inspect all of the new electric I've done in place, so that's very exciting. And I'm pretty much ready. The only thing I have to do is put in that grounding plate that I was talking about. The problem is the grounding plate has to go in the ground, and it's still winter and the ground is frozen. So I have to dig a 3-foot hole in frozen ground today. So yeah, it should be fun. So of course, I've just got my normal shovel. You know, everyone needs a shovel when you're digging a hole. I've got an ice pick thing for hopefully breaking apart the ice. I've got my pickaxe to just swing. I brought my axe to just whack it frozen ground, I guess. All right, ready? Hole right there.
All right, progress report. Pickaxe is broken and it's rock. Like, I am blasting out chunks of rock. So I've got 2 inches. So only 34 more inches to go.
All right, welcome back. Well, I got a new pickaxe. This one's 2.5 pounds, not 5, because I don't think I need a 5-pound pickaxe, and swinging that was getting pretty tiring. And I also got this little shovel for like digging out stuff. So this might be helpful. All right, progress on the hole. I think we're about 1 foot deep, or maybe about 11 inches, but we're getting there. This tool here, ooh, game changer. It's making it so much easier to basically just chip apart the dirt. So I'm just going basically little bit by little bit, and we'll make it, I think. Hole update, 20-ish inches. We're getting there. This thing is awesome. All right, so there we go. Grounding plate is in the bottom there, nice and flat. Wire comes up, connects to my other ground, which is now secured to the back of the panel, which is connected to the rest of the grounds for the house. I'm not actually sure if I need this screw here, because this connects the neutral to the ground in this service disconnect. So I'll ask the inspector tomorrow, and if it's supposed to be there, well then it's there, and if not, I can just take it out. That'll literally take 2 seconds. And final step here, I have secured the 1-inch conduit to the brick and stone here. So we are now officially ready for our inspection. Well, good morning. It is a beautiful sunny day, but a little bit cold. Today I have my inspection with the ESA. All right, and the final thing I have to do is put in my 200 amp fuses. These things are crazy. You know, like the old fuse boxes in old houses where they have like your 15 amp fuses? Well, these are basically those, but for 200 amps, so for the whole building.
truth or lies. I can read the signs. Are you going my way or leading me astray? What do you wanna say? What do you try to say? So are you ready or just flexing? You say you're steady, but you're testing my energy. I ain't here to keep on guessing.
Well, the inspector just left and we passed. He said it was very well done. He said everything was neat. Yeah, that's it. Now I just have to schedule the actual day where Hydro comes, literally cuts the lines and then reattaches it to my new masthead. There was one thing he pointed out. The spool, basically that it holds the wires, has to be 200 amp rated. And the one I put in is not. It's an older one, which I thought I could reuse, but no problem. I'll just get the new, bigger one, and then we're good to go. So, great news.
You say you're steady, but you're testing my energy. I ain't here to keep on guessing. If you're just flexing, so are you ready or just flexing? You say you're steady, but you're testing my energy.
So I like to wear the mask when I'm cutting the sono pan, because even though I'm just scoring it with my knife, it still makes dust. And you just saw how dusty that room was. I just swept up in there, so I'll give that a couple of minutes to settle. But now I'm going to work on the bathroom in Unit 4. Now if you remember back when I was framing and building the full kind of fire separation between units, I built the wall with a bit of a setback. And if you remember, that's because I wanted to add my 5/8 of drywall, fire rated drywall, 5/8 of furring strip, so that I would have a continuous flush surface at the end. And I got that calculation off by 1/8 of an inch. So I've got some little furring strips, which I'm going to put on that wall, and that'll basically bump it out so that it's flush with the other wall. All right, so this is the wall I was talking about here. I built this wall further in than that wall because I had the layer of fire rated drywall and then these 5/8 furring strips. So now if I put a level across, I have a little gap here. I don't know if it's showing up on camera, but basically I've cut some strips like this. So once I put those on here, we'll be nice and flush all the way across. Good morning. Well, today is a beautiful snowy day outside. Let me show you. Beautiful snowy day outside. And it's about to get snowy in here. And the reason I say it's about to get snowy in here is because we are about to put up drywall on the ceiling. And the reason why I'm kind of starting on drywall on the ceiling when I'm not fully ready for it on the main floor is because I want to get the attic blown in with insulation, as well as the back addition where there's no insulation in the walls. So the first step before you put a bunch of weight of insulation on top of this plastic is to put the drywall on. All right, well, I've got the ceiling up in this section here, minus one little piece there. It's going pretty well. The drywall lift obviously makes it possible because these are way too heavy to just lift myself. And the screw gun is pretty good. I'm still working on getting like the right angle, but I'm sure by Unit 4 I'll be a pro. So I'm gonna go back obviously and fill like where I'm missing screws. I just wanted to kind of get them up today, and then it'll be much faster just to go by later and screw in a bunch. So I'm gonna keep working in this room here. Alright, well, I've got all the holes drilled, wires pulled through, and I think I've got the hang of the lift. I'm getting better at cutting and trying to keep my joints nice and tight, so hopefully tomorrow goes a little bit faster. Well, that was a pretty good day. We got the first unit upstairs done in terms of the ceilings. So tomorrow, back at it, doing the exact same thing. Yeah, I'm tired. All right, see you guys tomorrow.